Greetings, beloved Princeton United Methodist Church community. It's Pastor Jenny here with an update for you, and I'm reading from Mark chapter 9, verses 6 and 7. Peter did not know what to say, for they were terrified. Then a cloud overshadowed them, and from the cloud there came a voice. "This is my son, the beloved. Listen to him." This is the word of life. Thanks be to God. Have you ever had a moment like that, like Peter? Like you did not know what to say because you were terrified? In this passage, this comes from the mysterious passage around the Transfiguration. The story goes like this. Jesus took Peter, James, and John up to this mountaintop, and Jesus was transfigured there. And we don't know exactly what that means, but somehow he became luminous. It talks about his clothes becoming sparkling white, and Moses and Elijah appear on this mountaintop with him, and Peter, James, and John just don't know what to do. And what I love about this passage, at least the way it is in Mark, is that Peter is clearly like fumbling, does not know what to do. He's scared, he's trying, he's making suggestions, he doesn't know what to make of any of it. You know, I wonder when the last time you had an opportunity to be awed, to not know what was happening, to have had something happen or see something or hear something where it was just beyond what we could make sense of, comprehend entirely. You know, I think there's a lot to be explored around awe and wonder in our Christian journey, our discipleship journey. In fact, I think that worship is almost impossible. Not that we can't just go to worship. Anybody can go to worship, but to evoke that deeper sense of actually truly immersing ourselves in worship takes the ability to wonder, takes the ability to be awed, and to know that there's something beyond us, something bigger than we can comprehend, than we can control, than we can determine. There's something really important about this. And there's even research that I've been exploring these past couple of weeks that talks about how our ability to awe has an inverse proportion, as an inverse relationship with our anxiety. So the more we can kind of be open to awe in our experience and in the world, the lower our anxiety can be. And, you know, I think this is so fascinating. There is some bit of practice, I think, when it comes to awe and wonder. And, some of us are excellent at it. I think, again, children have this just naturally in them. And depending on how things go as we grow up and as we enter adulthood and continue on in adulthood, that can continue to be fostered and cultivated and grow, or it can kind of shrink and become difficult. We can become skeptical and cynical but we can still learn. Even if that has been our path, we can continue to learn to be full of wonder and full of awe. I think another thing that comes with that is this ability to follow, to trust in Jesus. Because, Jesus, God, takes us places that we aren't sure that we always want to go. And we aren't sure even where exactly it is at times. And I mean that both like literally going places, but also emotionally and spiritually. And so there's much to be said. So we're wrapping up our curiosity series this week with this story that is very strange, that is, I think, meant to evoke a lot of questions. It did for Peter and James and John, and I hope it does for us too. And whatever and again, I think I want to invite you to beyond kind of figuring it out. This story has been around for a couple of millennia now, and I'm not sure anyone has actually figured it out. So letting ourselves live into the awe and the wonder, the mystery of it, the uncertainty of it is the invitation that I have for you today, to let yourself be awed, not just by this story, but maybe there are things around you in nature, in relationships, in just your own kind of experience or contemplative practice or meditative space where you can sense wonder and awe, and just let it be that. Let that be the thing that is right there in that moment. Friends, it has been a joy to journey with you on this curiosity adventure. I have had a great time exploring many of these things, and I hope we can continue to ask questions and live in those questions. And believe it or not, next week, a week from today, when that is Ash Wednesday, Lent begins. And there are many things that we do during Lent. We're going to have Ash Wednesday service on Ash Wednesday evening. It'll be at Kingston UMC. We're going to be located there, but it's also available on Zoom. You can have all that information on our website and in this email. All day during the daytime on Ash Wednesday, Princeton's sanctuary worship space, Comfort Davis room, will be open. There will be a labyrinth there. There will be self-imposed ashes. There will be just space to be and to awe and wonder. Throughout Lent, we're going to have some different small group opportunities. They're all the same curriculum, but different times that those will be offered. We'll have Tuesday Lenten prayer services where we have live streamed and in person half-hour worship, followed by a dive into that same curriculum as well. Different people will be leading that Tuesday service every week. And we also, so the big theme during Lent this year is Sabbath and restoration. And I know that this is challenging for almost all of us. I'm not sure I know anyone who is not challenged by the idea of Sabbath, and our challenges vary. So stay tuned, and we're going to dive into that for those 6 weeks. But I wanted to give you a little preview today, so that as you are contemplating or thinking about how you want to enter Lent, what your intentions might be, if you're cultivating a Lenten practice, then this might be a way that you can start to think about all of that. All right, friends, it is always a joy to be on this whole discipleship journey with you. It is such a joy to be your pastor. Remember that we are created for joy, that we are God's children, we are God's beloved, and God continues to say that in all sorts of ways to us. We can remember saying we are enough because God is enough. So blessings to you, and we will see you very soon.